Hello and welcome to Blue Army TV. I'm sitting here after possibly the biggest news in about 30 years has happened to Carlisle, at the very least since we appointed Paul Simpson, and that is the fact that after around about 16 years, the custodians have finally left the club, and we're now under the ownership of the Piateks family, and more specifically Castle Sports Group, the Piateks ran UK-based company. And look, it looks from the off like absolutely fantastic news. There's all this talk about bringing in fantastic new players, building more infrastructure at the club. There being a lot of positivity, and that's started already with a new signing only announced this morning. To be honest, I think it might be a little bit optimistic to say that has an enormous amount to do with the Piateks having been training with the club for a long time. But there's a high possibility that deal can only happen with the knowledge that the Piateks money will be coming in eventually. We've signed Josh Emmanuel, who, if we can keep him fit, if he can get back to his best form, is an absolutely fantastic addition to the squad. He left Grimsby Town last season. Hopefully, for his sake, I think he was looking for a move higher up than League Two, and he has found that in Carlisle, even if it is well after the transfer deadline day has finished. He's had health problems in the past, but it's a hard thing to ignore, but if you do ignore that, then it's a player that has been promoted from this division twice already in a position that we absolutely need cover for at right back. With Finn Back being injured and Jack Ellis still not being back, he's still at a good age as well. In 26, he's a fantastic League One player if we can keep him fit. And it's them kind of players that we should be looking at. He's been training with the club apparently as a sort of kind of trialist type figure, and he's going to be available for selection against Charlton, I believe. And to be honest, he'll probably come straight into the fold with Ben Barkley taking up that position more recently. I don't think that's his best position. I don't think he's really done too great at right back. But now we have a good, not just League One quality right back, but a right back who's been promoted from this division at right back twice already. Once with Hull, and I think the other time was with Rotherham. Once through the playoffs, once through winning the league outright. And look, in my opinion, it's a fantastic addition, especially if them sort of health problems are behind. I think he had issues. He fainted in training. He was off with illness for a long, long time. He's the first signing of the new American era. Look, this flag isn't going to be here every week. In fact, I kind of debated not putting it up today, but but look, it's just good vibrations at Carlisle at the minute, which we haven't said since Chris Beach. I miss that saying. But look, hopefully this is the start of something very positive, and the way Paul Simpson's speaking, the way the owners themselves, that the Tom and Tom too, and the other four, the six of them altogether that are coming over to be involved, they all speak very positively. They all seem very involved. They're meant to be flying out here today or tomorrow, one of the two. They're coming out here. They seem to be a club that wants to be very involved in the fans, which is something that you like to see, especially with a lot of owners at other clubs at the minute, because there's a lot of ownership troubles in League One, League Two, Championship, and even Premier League, of owners, American owners in particular, buying clubs over here and then never even coming to the country, and never being too involved, seeing it as more of a cash opportunity than something to sort of get there, something to get stuck into, something to be really involved with. And the Piateks seem to be 100% behind that. They've already been to a number of matches even before the takeovers happened, and they just seem so positive. And you can't ever be 100% sure of people's intentions, but these owners, I heard somebody compare it as it looks like the Paul Simpson version of an ownership deal, which I think is an excellent way of putting it. I think they're saying all the right things and they're doing all the right things so far. And I'm just so excited because it's news Carlisle fans deserve. It's news that we've wanted to hear for not just the last 6 months when the Piateks have been mentioned, but for years and years. And that's not even necessarily too much of a dig at the old owners, because at the end of the day, Paul Simpson said it best, we probably wouldn't have a football club without them. But they didn't have the finances to compete in the modern game. They just didn't have the money, which is what the Piateks are hopefully going to bring, which they've said they'll bring anyways. We've been fighting in League One with, quite frankly, what is a top-end National League, bottom-end League Two budget, and we're now going to be stepping up to be able to compete for a new level of players And we've seen what Paul Simpson can do with National League, League 2 level players. He's got us up here already with, to think a lot of these players were part of the team that almost took us down. He's got us promoted with them players, and I'm so excited to see what he can do with a next level budget, what he can do with more players, him signing first choice players, not necessarily third or fourth choice, which you get the impression we've probably had to deal with a lot this season. He's already talking about more free agent signings. I think he said we've inquired about 4, and we've got Emmanuel through the door. But look, it's such a big positive thing for the club, and it's an amazing day. And look, happy Thanksgiving, because I don't think anyone has been this positive and this involved in American culture in Carlisle for a very long time. So yeah, it's just, and hopefully this positivity can translate to the pitch, which I think it will, because positivity around a football club does a lot for the players on the pitch. They'll see this as the opportunity of, look, we could be looking to get more money here. There's going to be increased competition. We need to make ourselves look good enough for this level. We need to prove that we belong at this level. We need to prove that we're good enough to stay in this Carlisle team. And I think that's going to happen. I think you're going to see a next level of performance from a lot of these players. You look at McGeoch, I think he's going to be fantastic now. You look at Owen Moxon, if he ends up getting that new deal sorted, which now that this has happened, I feel like it is inevitably a little bit more likely, not guaranteed, but I think it's more likely now the takeover's happened that we will see movement in Owen Moxon's contract. Hopefully he can get back to his best form. Sam Lavelle playing as captain. I'm just so happy with this at the minute. It's what we've been waiting for. It's what we've been waiting for years. The signs have already started coming through the door. And let's just hope we can translate that to the pitch for Saturday. I think the Piateks are going to be there on Saturday. There's going to be, a massive crowd by the looks of things. I think they've already sold over 8,000 tickets, which is, this many days in advance. That's usually what we get on a match day alone. So, look, this is going to be great. I feel like, at least in the very short term, I think this positivity is going to see us get a few more points. And it's just a good time to be a Carlisle fan. We've waited so long for an opportunity like this. I'm not going to start talking about the Championship or the Premier League or anything like that, because, look, those are all pipe dreams at the minute. But it's a huge step in the right direction. And it's going to be amazing to see what the Piateks have to offer this club. Hopefully starting with a roof to the waterworks stand, but we'll see. Thank you for watching the video. Please let me know what you expect to see from the Piateks coming up soon. Let me know what you think of the new deal. Are you in favour of it? I don't think there'll be many that aren't. But yeah, let me know. Thank you for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and in a bit.